Hey Wendy's, welcome to another period update and recognition video. I found a nice quiet space here as I'm out traveling and in the field. But first I want to talk about what we need to cover today just to keep top of mind this period as we go through period 12 and what's important in the Wendy's world that you need to make sure that we execute this period. Now after that I want to cover our wells and betters as a territory, and finally on to my favorite part, which is recognition. Now each period we love highlighting our great performances out there in the field and recognizing our amazing district managers and hopefully soon the general managers that are out there leading the way. You know, I really want to support and pursue a relentless commitment to the development and recognition of our leaders, as they are truly the folks out there that are our backbone and such an important part of our business. Now with that said, let's get started with some things we need to keep top of mind and execute in the next few weeks. Now first up, our 2021 annual food safety recertification training is upon us. Now, as you know, in 2021, it's going to be all about fast food done right, and adhering to and maintaining food safety standards is such a critical part of doing fast food right, which is why we recertify all of our crew members and managers every year. Now, our great field training manager, Jenny Danner, has sent out a complete review of your team's completion so far, and I want to encourage you to review where you stand, and let's get this completed 100% in compliance as soon as possible. Now we have until December 31st to complete the recertification, but don't wait till the last minute. Let's get it done now. Now next is something that is so important to our legacy and gets right to the heart of the Wendy's way. It's the Frosty Key Tag, and it's the season for Frosty Key Tags right now. And it's incredible to think that if every restaurant sold through their 1,000 Frosty Key Tags, we would raise more than $10 million for the Dave Thomas Foundation for adoption. Now to drive this opportunity, Wendy's has announced a reward for those restaurants who get in the game and sell 1,000 or more of these key tags. Now if they do, they'll receive a $100 Visa gift card. So make sure you display the Frosty Key Tags, that POP that came in, use the attached hot sheet to review the Frosty Key Tag program and educate the crew on this important connection to the DTFA and foster care adoption. Now, all right, let's get on to our wells and betters in period 11. Now, I love the good news, so let's start out with our wells in this video, and I'll post the betters in the email that's attached. So what did we do well in P11? We did breakfast very well in period 11. Sales increased from 7.9% of sales to almost 8.5% of sales in period 11. This was clearly driven by our voice of customer scores during day part 1. In fact, overall satisfaction increased 80 basis points, with the all-important and critical taste score increasing by 140 basis points from 73.5% to 74.9% across our entire territory. It is so clear that when we see high taste scores, we see success in sales. Now keep that focus where it should be, serving hot and fresh breakfast during day part 1, and our sales will continue to increase. Now another big win for us in period 11 was also our overall voice of customer scores, with OSAT increasing 0.5 percentage point and our zone of defection decreasing 0.5 percentage point. You know, that means that we gained an entire percentage point in our ever so important OSAT gap. Now the larger that gap, the better, and a very solid indicator of the entire voice of customer story. So to wrap up this section, again, I've added in the body of this communication our complete list of wells and betters, and I would encourage you to review them and see where our territory is doing well and the opportunities that we as a group have. Now, all right, as promised, and again, my favorite part, it's time to recognize our top performers. Now in 2021, we have 5 pillars in our operational plan, and I want to organize our recognition in those pillar groups moving forward in 2021. Now, as you'll see in our DMA meetings, these categories are big and breakfast, fast food done right with great restaurant experiences, profit means growth, and a fun and energized working environment. Now, for our recognition today, let's start with big and breakfast and celebrate the highest sales mix. Now the leader here is Mike Johns with Hamra Foods with an 11.2% breakfast sales for his district. And the most improved from period 10 is another Hamra district manager, Philip Stevens, turning in an 11% breakfast sales. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Regina and Hamra, for leading big in breakfast for the Kansas City DMA and our territory. Keep it up. Now, for fast food done right with great restaurant experiences, we'll look at OSAT Gap. As I mentioned before, that gap between highly satisfied and highly dissatisfied guests. Now, leading the way for period 11 is Scott Hebblethwaite with Windspoke, turning in an incredible 66.5 OSAT gap, driven by 77.6 OSAT and an 11% zone of defection for his district. Great job. Now, not ever to be left out in, again, as another one of my favorite recognition categories, is the most improved. Now, I truly believe that not the lagging measure or the result is what defines you. It's really what you do about it. So as I want to recognize the most improved and the leaders out there that take this information, dig in, and climb and improve. Now that recognition goes to Sam Kirby with Meritage in Oklahoma City. This is one of our new talented district managers, and he's doing a really great job out there for Jeremy and the Meritage team. Now in P11, Sam and his team improved OSAT gap by an incredible 10 percentage points. Now that's just incredible. Great job, Scott and Sam. Keep driving those great restaurant experiences through fast food done right. Now next period, we're still going to recognize OSAT gap, but I want to transition to a more specific measure that we all know drives satisfaction, and that's so critical to fast food done right, and that's taste. Now, sneak peek at our leader in that category is Jennifer Wright with Cotty Foods with an outstanding 77.4% taste score for her district. Now, she leads in another focus category for 2021, and our next pillar, Profit Means Growth, with mobile ordering. Now, her district is knocking it out of the park with mobile engagement, but I don't want to get too far out in front of my skis, and we'll hold off on that. We'll start recognizing that in 2021, but watch out for Jennifer. I think we're going to be seeing her name a lot in 2021. All right, now with that said, as I mentioned, next is the Profit Means Growth pillar and recognition of sales performance. Now again, the leaders in comp same restaurant sales is Scott Molinaro and Dirk Michaels in Oklahoma City. Now there's no question that Scott and Dirk's great performance in training and the voice of customer areas is what's driving current sales success. So keep it up out there in Oklahoma City. Now another key performance metric with profit is our throughput. Now our leaders in this category are Talia Reza Alfaraz with an outstanding 144 seconds in the pickup window for her entire district. That is incredible. Now not far behind is Marie Mushi in St. Joe and Cameron, Missouri with 173 seconds on the window. And then there's Scott and Dirk in Oklahoma City with 180 seconds. Now, actually, I'll slide this one in for Grant Lowe with NPC in Kansas City, who only missed this list by 3 seconds. Such a great district number. I can't let that slide without giving Grant a little bit of recognition. Such a great job, Grant, and great job to Leah, Marie, Dirk, and Scott. Keep leading the way with pickup window speed of service. Now for the last of our pillars today, let's recognize the most important one, in my opinion, and that's a fun and energizing place to work with recognition and training execution. Now the leader here is Jennifer Wright with Cotty Foods, who for her territory has an average of 16 certifications per team member. Now what a great job, and it's such an important and foundational category. This is why I think we'll be hearing Jennifer's name a lot in 2021. Now, if we invest in our people, and I mean really invest, not just check the boxes, we will win. Such a great job in training. Now, the most improved in this important training category is Stephen Thomas with Meritage, with an increase of 2 certifications per employee for his district last period. Now, great job, everyone. And when you put all those categories together, we have to have the top overall district manager for period 11, and that goes to Scott Hebblethwaite with Windspoke up in Nebraska. Now, great job, Scott, with this outstanding overall execution in period 11, leading the way with 12.9% comp sales. The all-important We Learn Crew certification at an average of 14. And what really drives your success in Nebraska is a territory-leading 77.6 OSAT, driven by an incredible 81.2 accuracy and a 77% taste score. So great job, Scott. Keep leading the way. Now, the most improved overall was Ashlyn Simmons with Cotty Foods in Tulsa, who jumped in 11 spots in period 11. Again, great job, great execution. You know, team, it all starts with training. And if we take care of our people, train them on the systems, and hold our restaurants accountable to a high standard of execution, you know that's really the secret sauce. It's clear in the numbers. Those that execute training experience success. Now, speaking of training, I want to wrap up our recognition by recognizing 4 amazing teams in our territory who achieved Phase 2 certification in period 11. 2 locations certified with the Chung Group up in Northwest Missouri with Marie Mushi leading that excellent group. The location certified with 8716 Cameron, Missouri, Linda Gray, General Manager, 8098 in St. Joe with Santana Browning as the General Manager, and in Kansas City, NPC, we had 2177, Shawnee Mission, Kansas, Talia as a District Manager, Irma Carion, GM, and finally 4331 in Clinton, Missouri, Philip Stevens, District Manager, Nate Smar, GM with Hamra Foods. Now, please know how much we appreciate you guys going the extra mile and becoming Phase 2 certified training restaurants. Thanks also to Jenny Danner, who worked leading that charge as well. Now, with that wraps it up for period 11. I want to sincerely thank you all for your focus on what matters most in our business. Let's get that food safety training to 100%. Sell those key tags and have a great holiday season. I look forward to seeing you out in the field very soon. Now, until next time, take care.